Hey guys, this is Obam
And Anna.
with Global Fairy Tale, and we're actually very excited to share this video today. This is one of my favorites, and it actually is a request. So we're very thankful for our requestee. I know Miss Lovely Tang and I had some conversations about this also. But this video is really basically, how do you keep it together? How do you stay positive? In the midst of all kinds of circumstances, how do you stay focused and that kind of stuff when all kinds of external things are going on, in life, and how do you stay faithful and all that stuff in your relationship? So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to turn it over to the missus with all the beautiful kisses, because I'm going to get one right now. Steal it. I like stealing kisses. It's like stealing bases in a baseball game. Score. Anyway, so I'll turn it over to Anna and have her share, and then I'll close out. Go ahead, honey.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. One of the ways that we stay faithful in our relationship and don't let other circumstances outside of what's going on in our house affect us is the key is to communicate, is to let let your partner know that this happened, that happened, and it's affecting you, so that you guys can work at it together. And in the relationship between Obama and I is, usually it's me, the person that has other people's problems, and they tell me about them. So of course I am the one that's gonna carry them. And if I don't talk to him about it, he's not gonna know why I'm acting the way I'm acting. So one of the biggest things I can say is just communicate with each other and give each other that time to just vent to one another, because if you don't, you're gonna end up arguing, and if you end up arguing, it can escalate to something that wasn't even there in the first place, or something that you've been wanting to talk about and you just haven't had the courage to do it. So make sure that you and your partner, you and your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, talk about how you're gonna deal with other people's problems or other circumstances before the circumstance arrives. And that's one of the things Obama and I did early on, just when we were friends, is we had to communicate and let each other know that we weren't gonna be each other's beat up buddy, because that's gonna be something that's gonna happen if you don't have that communication. So make sure that you have a safe space to talk to your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, about what's going on in your life, and that's what is affecting you acting the way you are. That's the biggest thing I can say is things are going to happen. People are going to be in your life that are going to bring problems, in a sense, into your relationship. Stuff outside is going to affect you. Other people are going to affect you. That's just a matter of time. But the one thing is, you have control on how you're going to look at it. And the biggest thing is, don't take it onto your partner. It's not your partner's fault. It is just you that are having a feeling and you want to let it out. And of course, the person you love the most is the one that you're going to let it out on. And we've had to learn that that's what happens. And when that does happen, Obama and I are always very, very blunt with each other. So you have to be, in a sense, blunt and just say, hey, are you going to be my friend? Or are you going to be my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my fiance? You have to know what role you're playing. And sometimes I just want to have my boyfriend or my husband just go with it. But there's times when I know I need a little slap in the face, not literally.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, don't be telling people I'm abusing you over here.
But you know what I mean. It's just somebody to wake you up and let you know that you're not the only one that's crazy. But that's one of the biggest things, is make sure you let each other know what you guys are dealing with. Because life is going to happen. It happens to all of us, and it's just the way we communicate with each other that really changes the perspective. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my husband.
Awesome. So thank you so much, honey. The missus with all the kisses. Give me some more. That's my new tagline. They got some extra kisses. But anyways, guys, this one I share actually is going to help. The one question that we've let to really jump into the place with our spouses when we actually are the ones that see the issue first and identify it. So typically, a husband or a wife might, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever, might always ask each other what I call the 99% question, when what we really need to ask is the 1% question. So the 99% question always asks is, what's wrong with you? Or what's the matter with you? What's the problem? When the 1% question here, which will save your relationship, is this question. You don't ask what's wrong with you. You ask what's troubling you, right? Because it's so simple, but it's a very powerful question that, well, obviously the person can think, there's nothing wrong with me, something's wrong with you. But if you were to really ask them what's troubling them, even if they don't know what's troubling them, it's a pondering question to really go into the subconscious mind for them to really ask, hey, well, what's troubling me? Not what's bothering me or what's my problem. It's what's troubling me to cause this equation. So take that question. It'll help you out with so much. So for me, how I keep it together is I'm a very methodical person. So the first thing, I always look at things in two different ways, and I always look at it first from a philosophical standpoint, because I'm very philosophy driven. It's what you believe, what you know, it's going to change everything you do. So what I do know and I do understand from my psychiatry background, I understand how the brain works, and you understand, for example, I know that your brain is so powerful that if I were even to ask you I'm going to ask you a few questions here, and you may or may not get the answers. But if I were to ask you, what was, when was it 1,000,000 seconds ago? Well, if you didn't know the answer, 1,000,000 seconds ago was only 12 days ago. Which, not that bad, right? And you may be asking, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'll get to that in a second, right? So 1,000,000 seconds ago wasn't that bad. It was only 12 days ago. Well, what if I were to ask you how much is, obviously you can quantify 100, 1,000, possibly 1,000,000. Well, can you quantify 1,000,000,000? Besides the fact that it's like 9 zeros, right? But 1,000,000,000 seconds ago, can you guess when 1,000,000,000 seconds ago was? And you probably might say, well, if 1,000,000 was 12 days ago, then 1,000,000,000 seconds ago might have been maybe last year sometime. Well, let's slow down and think about it for a second. But 1,000,000,000 seconds ago was actually about May of 1975. Yeah, that's a while, right? So follow me along with this. Now, 1,000,000,000 seconds ago was about May 1975. That's right around the time I was born, somewhere around there. And I just told my age. Darn it. Anyways, I'm still sexy though. But anyways, 1,000,000,000,000 seconds ago. When was 1,000,000,000,000 seconds ago? I know you're probably thinking right around the time Napoleon Bonaparte fighting the war, Civil War, maybe. No, but 1,000,000,000,000 seconds ago, this is how key this is, right? Was about 29,700 BC. Yeah, before recorded time. Now, why am I telling you all of this? Because you can quantify 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, obviously, possibly 1,000,000,000. 1,000,000,000,000 though, and we're not even going to go with where the United States budget is when it comes to $1,000,000,000+ in debt. But a quadrillion, a quadrillion, we're not going to go with how much time that was, but it was actually about 30,880,000 BC. That's a long time. But the reason why I'm sharing this number with you is your brain is so smart that it processes over 10 quadrillion operations or functions per second as we're thinking. It's regulating how your blood is going, the temperature. It's regulating if you're hungry, how you feel, if what I'm saying is making any sense, right? So before the beginning of time, way before, right? That's like 1 quadrillion. But your brain operates at 10 quadrillion functions per second. That's a lot. So if your brain has to take into this, and this is one of the main reasons why most people fail at anything they do, because they don't understand the fact that your brain is troubling so much that you can say, oh, I get overwhelmed with thoughts. But what you do to be successful in life, in love, in marriage, in success, in anything you want, is you have to learn how to quiet those quadrillion functions and operations of things going on that are coming in here, there, and everywhere. And it's the reason why you set goals, you write them down, you focus on those, you say them over and over, because your brain is performing so much per second. Imagine what it does in a day, a week, a year, that if you don't focus on what is important to you and what's been important to us and still is, to this day is our relationship. And that is how we banter out everything in life, is we look back and we focus on our relationship with something called, what I've developed, called the Obama method, which I'll tell you guys about in another video, but it's actually going to come out in my new book being launched next year. I'm actually not even going to tell you guys the title yet, but the Obama method is what we use. But it's learning to quiet the noise with all that's going on. And what we focus on does expand, and that's our marriage. And that's been from day one, when I told her she was going to be my wife, and she thought I was cuckoo. But now all that says is she married Cuckoo, which make us both cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? So she's Mrs. Cuckoo. But with that, guys, I hope you got something today. Please do me a favor, make a comment, leave a comment, share this video, help someone else. With that, God bless you. If you're looking for more information, you can download freely at globalfairytale.com. And we would love to be able to help you in any way we can. Take care for now. God bless, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.